WrestleMania XL is now in the history books, and WWE did a phenomenal job across both nights. Both nights produced epic moments that brought fans to tears. New champions were crowned, and some storylines were furthered. With many great matches across both nights, there were a few that will be talked about until the end of the year. So today, let's take a look at the 5 WrestleMania XL matches that stole the show right here on Ring Post. Number 5, Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, World Heavyweight Championship match. The opening match of Night 2 may have been short, but we would be lying to you if we said that it wasn't the hottest start to any WrestleMania of the modern era. It had everything. Grand and flamboyant entrances from Drew and Seth, CM Punk talking smack about both men, Drew tweeting live during the match, and both men starting the match hot and putting it the final gear instantly. The entire thing was booked tremendously. This was Drew's match to win, and he deserved to win a world title in front of a live audience. Drew was right when he said that Seth's obsession with the Bloodline would have cost Seth his world title, and it did. However, Drew's obsession with CM Punk also cost Drew his newly won world title. The crowd popped big when Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank contract. The sight of Drew losing and Punk clapping while sitting on the announce table was excellent. This is how you start a Mania with a bang. Number 4, 6-pack tag team ladder match. The tag team ladder match had the potential to steal the show on night 1. The only problem was that there were 12 damn wrestlers in the match. This could have been a huge mess, but oh boy, was it complete bonkers. Obviously, this was going to be a huge spot fest, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what a ladder match is supposed to be. The New Catch Republic hitting a double moonsault from the top of the ladder, Gargano hitting the slingshot DDT through the table, JD McDonough being put through the table. The match was full of great spots that the crowd loved. The company also did a nice job of splitting the titles. This was needed as both Raw and SmackDown have several tag teams, and the shows could use separate tag team championships. The division is going to improve a lot from this point onwards. Oh, and R-Truth? He was the star of the whole thing. The hot tag was so freaking hilarious, and Truth never misses with his comedic spots. The crowd popped huge when he retrieved the Raw Tag Team Championships. An excellent match that deserves your time if you haven't seen it. Number 3, the Bloodline versus Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. The main event of Night 1 was one of the most hyped tag team matches in Mania history, and it delivered everything it had to. First of all, it was awesome seeing The Rock proving everybody wrong, because it clearly felt like he hadn't missed a step in the ring. He did his job perfectly, and there was so much drama in the match. The Rock and Rollins fighting in the crowd was great. The Rock threatening to fire the referee if he counted them out made me laugh so hard. The Rock mocking Rhodes' mother with the weight belt was phenomenal. Reigns accidentally spearing The Rock, and Rollins and Rhodes almost getting the win after hitting a double pedigree on The Rock and Reigns popped the crowd. This match achieved its goal, and we were right when we predicted that The Rock would be pining Rhodes. We'll pat ourselves on the back for that one. Number 2, Gunther versus Sami Zayn, Intercontinental Championship match, the wrestling match of the weekend. Many people wanted Chad Gable in Sami's spot, but it wasn't like Sami was going to get booed out of the building. WWE did a great job of building Sami as a credible opponent for the ring general. Sami being hyped up by his family, Gable, and Kevin Owens before the match was such a great sight. Considering the match had Sami and Gunther, this was meant to be one of the best matches of the weekend. Sami tried to out-wrestle Gunther during the match, but he had to change his strategy when Gunther was able to come back stronger every single time. Watching Gunther demolish Sami and taunt Sami's wife added to the overall atmosphere of the match. Sami is one of the greatest underdogs in recent memory. His mannerisms and expressions are enough to tell a great story, and his selling brought the crowd alive towards the end of the match. Oh, and that brainbuster on the turnbuckle? That was sick! While Gable would have been the more popular choice to dethrone Gunther, everyone was behind Sami that night and he earned that victory. What a freaking great contest. Now push Gunther as the next world champion, please. Honorable mentions. Before we get into the final match on this list, let's take a look at a few honorable mentions. Both women's world championship matches were great, but it seems like we could have gotten more. The 6-woman tag match was decent, and Jade was excellent for the time she was in the match. The US title match was a banger. LA Knight and AJ Styles surprisingly have great chemistry together. Now, let's move on to the number 1 spot. Number 1, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Bloodline Rules match for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Where do we even begin with this one? We knew this was going to be one of the most overbooked and overproduced main events in Mania history, and it had to be. Reigns' historic title reign had to end in the most explosive way possible. The Night 2 main event was beautiful. This was a love letter to WWE's past, present, and future. Emotions were high, and every single minute was worth it. Who would have thought that Reigns would be champion for more than 1,300 days when he won it all the way back in 2020? More than that, nobody that year expected Reigns' title reign to be ended by Cody Rhodes, who was with AEW at the time. Cody Rhodes brought his Avengers like everyone predicted. The appearances from John Cena, The Undertaker, and the Shield version of Rollins were amazing. In the end, it was Reigns' obsession with the fact that Rollins ended the Shield in 2014 that distracted him and allowed Cody to bring down the Bloodline. This will go down as one of the greatest main events in Mania history, and it will be hard for any future Mania main event to top it. This truly is the Paul Levesque era. So what do you guys think were the best matches that happened at WrestleMania XL? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe to Ring Post for more incredible wrestling content.